Hello, my friends. With this eye I see everything. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Mark always was thinking that night can awake anyone. The night darkness had horror power, and when someone was scared, the surviving instinct could work 100%. But in that night Mark was following someone and he forgot about to be ready. Mark knew that creature can attack in every moment, but past shadows looked at him and said, "Think about us." He continued walking in that situation, but suddenly cold wind touched him and Mark got awake. Mark did not know how he could become careless. He had so much training, and what? Mark was in the mission and his thoughts were flying far away. He focused on the child. Mark was right when he thought that a creature would take the child in a forest. In a few minutes, they entered the forest. Mark took the gun from a bag and started waiting. Yes, he was walking and waiting. Suddenly a little boy turned right and quickly went away. Mark continued following and his speed changed. He saw a hillside and stopped. On the top little boy was standing. Suddenly with him came some creature. It was like Wendigo, but the monster that took the little boy was different. Mark started running, but when he went on the top of the hillside, the creature and little boy was gone. Mark was searching, but everything ended very badly. They escaped and Mark needed to get back in the house. He remembered that many years ago his brother Steve, who was a very positive person, smiled and said, "Mark, you will become a great person." Mark became very happy because Steve was everything for him. The next evening, when Steve returned from the forest, where he was hunting, Mark saw something. No, maybe Mark did not saw but only felt that something changed and it would bring big problems. "How are you?" he asked. "Very good," Steve answered after thinking. "Very good." Steve had some zombie look. Maybe inside he had a hungry monster and also was very depressed. He was thinking, but what happened to him? Mark was a little boy and he immediately thought that maybe Steve saw the lion, the king of the jungle, attacked him. "Steve, the lion attacked you?" He smiled. "What?" Steve became surprised. "Did the king of the jungle attack you?" Mark asked. "No," Steve answered. "I only want to be free." "What are you talking about?" Mark stopped smiling. Steve went into his room and on the way, he was saying, "I only want to be free." Surprised, Mark did not like brother's scary mood, but continued playing with toys. On that night Mark woke up. At first, everything was okay, but when he saw a black figure, scary feelings immediately conquered his body. Of course, this was the monster. He always knew that the monsters existed. Mark wanted to scream, but figure close distance and said, "It's me, Steve." "Hey, I thought that the monsters wanted to kill me," Mark said. "Maybe the monster really wants to kill you." Steve smiled. "The monster looks like deer and the creature said very bad things." "Who?" Mark asked. "Everything would be okay." Steve opened the window and jumped. Mark stopped recalling his past and realized that he was already in the house. One try failed, but he would not stop. Mark had a strong desire to face the monster and kill it. In the next evenings, Mark was sitting in the street and waiting for some kid with a crazy face. Finally, he saw the child, who had the same look. Yes, the boy was looking like Mark's brother. He was walking like a zombie. Mark stood up and started following. Mark recalled that when he said his parents why Steve killed himself, they said, "Stop talking stupid things." They did not believe what Mark told, but he knew the truth. Mark began to search in the books and the internet for some monster who could do this with his brother. The result was 0. After this, he recalled what Steve told to him. The brother said that the monster was like deer and said bad things. Mark continued searching. At first, he thought that Steve met with Wendigo or Skinwalker, but they could not talk. Finally, Mark found information about Seed Eater. The monster could talk and use some power to control people. Mark understood that only a big gun would not kill such a monster. He needed to control himself. He did not want to obey the Seed Eater. Because of this, Mark started meditation. At first, it sounded stupid, but meditation helped him. "Hello, Mark." He heard a strange voice. The voice stopped Mark's memories. He turned back, but there was no one. Mark ran forward. The little boy disappeared. He did not want to wait. A few days and a new child would go in the forest, but no. Mark wanted to end everything right now. Mark continued walking and recalled that many years he was searching Seed Eater. Finally, he found out that in one district kids were disappearing. Mark came there. At first, he thought that idea was stupid, but soon Mark changed his thoughts. Mark was walking in the forest, but the Seed Eater did not attack. Finally, he got angry and screamed. "Come on. Hey, monster, I'm here." "Steve is so relaxed," the monster said. Mark turned back and saw the Seed Eater. He felt how the monster wanted to conquer his mind, but nothing. Mark many years meditated for this. "Are you surprised?" Mark smiled. "Yes. I'm surprised," the Seed Eater answered. "And you gonna die?" Mark screamed and shot Seed Eater. The monster fell down and became a slice of bloody meat. Mark was smiling. Finally, he killed the Seed Eater and ended the revenge story. He came close to the dead monster and at this time heard smile sound. Mark turned back and the last thing what he saw was white claws of the Seed Eater.